What is going on YouTube? Today's video we have the Tribit Stormbox Blast. Now, as per request from my other video for the soundcore Boom 2 Plus, I asked you guys what speakers I should go ahead and do a comparison to. This is one of the speakers that we're going to actually compare that to. But for now, we're going to do an unboxing and sound test as well as a quick review of this speaker. I've had it for about a month and we're going to give you my overall thoughts and opinions, whether you should buy it. Let's jump into the video. All right, so here is the Tribit Stormbox. I got this for under $200, which in comparison to the soundcore Boom 2 Plus, that is about $80 cheaper, which is insane. So just keep that in mind when we are unboxing this and testing it out. As you can see here on the front, this is a 90 watt of power. It has LEDs, IPX7 Waterproof, and 30 hours of battery life. This is Bluetooth 5.3 as well. Here on the right-hand side, you just have on both OS systems there. And on the other side, it just shows you more detailed instructions such as XBass. It has an app, and that's pretty much it. Customizable EQ as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says thank you for choosing Tribit here at the top. Stormbox Blast, brighten up your party. And then right here we do have a power cable, which this one is like a AC/DC type of thing. I don't know. It's just not as traditional type C with most of the speakers nowadays. That just means it has a lot of power to be charged. But here's the manual. It's a pretty thick one. Removing the foam, you do have the actual device here, and that's pretty much everything you get in the box. There is a lot of protection when it comes to it. So here it is. Taking a look at the back of the device first, we do have this little seal / enclosure, so that way it's like dust and waterproof there, for rainproof I should say. So when you open the seal, obviously it's like an inch thick. You do have an aux, USB-C, and the power, since you could use this as a output for USB-C and charge your phone. On the bottom, you do have 4 rubber feet here, so it won't move around, and it's really grippy. This is the passive radiator here on the left-hand side. It's a pretty big radiator here. It's about, you can see here, 4 inches in height and about 4 inches in length. It's a 4x4 square. Right here, we do have Tribit on the front. You have a power on, Bluetooth, volume up and down, play and pause. You also have your LED and your XBass mode right there. So that's pretty much everything you have. Now you can see on the design itself, I don't like the design. In person, it looks really cheap. If you guys know what I'm talking about, go to Marshall's, go to DD's Discount, go to freaking Burlington, Ross. They have cheap speakers. You know what I'm talking about. This is basically exactly how it would look. Good thing it does not have that the Bluetooth device is ready to connect, whatever, in the sound chip. It's actually a little bit cheesier. I'm going to show you that. You hear that? Ready? Interesting sound, very interesting. At least it's not a voice though. But these are the LEDs that are not changeable. You only have 2 modes. So you have this one right here, which kind of just does its own thing, and then you have that one right there as well, and then you can turn it off. Turning it off kind of defeats the purpose, and then you just have those little weird things. But this claims a 30-hour battery life, and I did find that to be true. Obviously, if you have extra bass, it's going to kill it faster, but having about 20 to 30 hours of battery life is still pretty good, considering that the Boom 2 Plus only has 20 hours rated battery life, which that one I still have a hard time to actually kill the battery. So having this one is even harder time to actually kill the battery. And that's probably the reason why this weighs so much. This, I kid you not, weighs 15 or more pounds easily, because it is really heavy for the same exact size as the Boom 2 Plus. The Boom 2 Plus, I did a weight and it was, I think, 10 or 11 pounds, which is not too bad. So this being almost double the pounds is kind of crazy, and you can tell because it has a bigger battery like I mentioned. But is it really worth that weight? If you're not going traveling with this, I think it should be fine. This would probably be the max that I would want to carry in terms of heaviness, in terms of portability. It's not really there. I like that the soundcore did have straps on the side, so that way you can actually, you know, put it on your shoulder for a shoulder strap. I know some people like to do it on the actual shoulder and use it like this, which is also an old school way. Yeah, you could do that as well. You know, a lot of bigger and heavier speakers do have the straps as an extra precaution whenever you don't want to do that and you're tired and you really don't want to carry this heavy thing. So they should have added the strap, but yeah, that's pretty much it. This actually retails for $160 at the time of recording, plus tax of course, but 160 bucks is actually really good, especially for the price, especially for the sound quality you're getting. Mostly just sound quality, strictly just sound quality, because we're just gonna let you guys listen to it for the first time.
So
So that's about halfway. The bass is clean, the vocals are clean, and she hasn't even started speaking yet. Very, very nice when it comes to that. I'll give you guys more samples in a little bit with better microphones as well. We're gonna go ahead and show you guys the app here. So you can see here, I'm not gonna do a screen recording because there's really nothing in here. You can go ahead and pair it here. It'll automatically pop up, but you just press the plus, it'll pop up there, and then you go here. You can change the volume, skip tracks. There's only 2 lighting modes, which are the ones that you can actually change on the device itself. So this is useless. You have equalizer, sorry, and you have presets here. You have a total of 7 equalizer presets, and then you can customize your own however you really want. I haven't even fine-tuned mine because I found that the XBass and the regular default are pretty good out of the box, which is surprising because not a lot of them usually are. So I keep it on this, but you can also make your own if you want to. So that's pretty much the entire app. You can update the firmware as well, but that's pretty much everything you get within the app. It's not really worth downloading unless you need to change the EQ if you don't think it sounds good. But out of the box, it sounds really, really good. The soundcore is taller, but it's also like not as depthy, I guess you could say. I'm not going to do a complete comparison yet. You guys will see that in a different video, but that's just a little visual representation of soundcore versus Tribit. And once again, the weight is way bigger. It's like 3 times heavier than the soundcore. All right, let's go ahead and show you guys a better sound test.
You are in my thoughts, I never stray from the heart of you. Come to me, and if we can't be on the surface, we can't be under the water. Far underwater love, and if it serves a deeper purpose, we can't be under the water. It's underwater love, and we can't be know what I'm about. I like to mess around. Throw parties at the house, soon. Your boyfriend chasing clout. He's scared of missing out, but he ain't gotta know what we doing. Can't nobody tell me what I can do. Got a plenty aces that life hands you. Feeling like my body understands you. Maybe we could take this all away. Spend another day chilling, making layers. If you're feeling down, well, there's a way up.
If you went for design, no, I would pay a little more to go for a better design. Personally, I would pay an extra 50 bucks to have a better design, a lighter design, but Tribit makes good speakers. They undoubtedly make good speakers. I know I've tried earbuds from them. Those ones are okay, but the speakers are their strong point for sure. Now these do have 2 30-watt mid-woofers and 15-watt tweeters, so that just equals up the 90 watts. But with those, you're able to have better treble and better bass at the same time, which it does actually show because this has really crisp, really clear highs when it comes to vocals, when it comes to basically clarity overall. It sounds good while keeping good bass. So this is just overall really well thought out when it comes to the audio engineering, as opposed to, you know what I'm gonna say. Now it's actually shocking because I actually got a comment on my old video for the Boom 2 Plus and someone said Tribit Stormbox is better or Tribit something is better. And I was like, no, it's not. It definitely isn't. The Boom 2 Plus is way better. It's, you know, I didn't get paid for either of these companies. They didn't send either of them out. I've worked with them in the past, but they didn't send these speakers out. So it's completely unbiased. Both of these are 100% bought out by me. And I'm gonna tell you the straight up truth, no BS. If you had to go with the speaker, this one's cheaper. This one's louder, this one sounds better. That's pretty much the big strong points right there that I can mention, and a little bit better battery life as well. If you wanna go with soundcore, the strong points on soundcore are multi-point connection, so you're able to pair up to 100 speakers wirelessly, seamlessly in the family lineup of soundcore. You have TWS options as well, better lighting, better app control, and a better design, as well as better craftsmanship as in general. So if you're going for a soundcore, those are the strong points to consider. And if you're gonna try to go for Tribit, those are the strong points to consider as well. It's up to personal preference. Obviously, I'm keeping the Boom 2 Plus still. I'm still gonna be using it, but considering this is actually like meant to be a party speaker, it is loud, it is powerful. Now you're probably like, is the Soundcore Motion just as good or as better? The Soundcore Boom 2 Plus is probably the best speaker that they have out in Soundcore's lineup. So I don't think it's gonna be able to beat something that's better than all of their lineup. Now this does have a 10.8 volt battery at 6,600 milliamps. And if you put that into a watt hour perspective, it's 71.28 watt hours. It'll roughly take about 4 to 6 hours to charge fully because it has a faster charger available to be able to charge this big battery. Like 6,000 milliamps is pretty crazy. I know phones do have roughly less than 3 to 4,000. Like an iPhone has 3 to 4,000. Samsung has close to 5,000. It's kind of like just big power cells meant to be putting out even more power, more voltage, especially because your phone doesn't, it has a low voltage. You're not meant to be doing crazy things on it all the time. The chips don't require as much power, which is why you have longer battery life. When it comes to speakers, however, you do have a Bluetooth 5.3, which is not requiring a lot of power. The main power that you're actually outputting is to the drivers themselves. So when the drivers require a lot of power, the battery needs to be a higher voltage in order to power those constantly, as well as powering them at their full peak potential, which is, you know, at louder volumes. So that's one part into the play for why the battery is heavy, because they're bigger cell batteries. You can take a look at, you know, the inside. I'm pretty sure there might be inside videos on this speaker specifically. I've worked with a bunch of speaker companies in the past, worked like hands-on and behind the scenes of replacements and stuff like that. I can't show you any of that, but you're gonna have to trust me. The cells are usually really big. Like I would say the battery is probably this big, 100%. And you can definitely feel that. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I have no complaints. I'm actually really surprised that this speaker is how good